Good morning, everyone. I'm Shasha Cao. Today, I'm going to present my research on the impact of the local home delivery service on household consumption behavior and the environment. This is a joint work with Dr. Peiyu Chen, Dr. Tian Lu, and Dr. T.S. Ragu. Today's presentation will be structured as follows. First, in our research, we primarily focus on the local home delivery service, which cater to the local merchant and offer same-day delivery of perishable items and groceries. As we dive into this topic, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences. Consider this. Have you ever used a local home delivery service like the Instacart or DoorDash? Think about the type of the product you usually order. Are there many groceries and food items? Now let's ponder a little more. Has using home delivery service reduced your offline shopping trips? Many people found that it does, but let's start further. Other types of shopping, like visiting a clothing store, shoe store, or craft store, do you find yourself shopping online more for these items? And here's an intriguing aspect to consider. Has the convenience of the home delivery let you spend more overall, perhaps by traveling more for other types of offline shoppings? These reflections tie directly into our research, which aims to understand the comprehensive impact of local home delivery service on shopping behaviors, the local economy, and the environment. Our research focuses on the household offline consumption. It contains a range of activities from the essential foods and groceries, shopping to the selection of clothing and shoes, and the extent to the purchasing experience goods, along with various other forms of offline retailing shoppings. It is crucial to note that our analysis is comprehensive. We are examining the complete scope of the household spending at brick-and-mortar retailers across the board, rather than narrow down our focus to just the food and grocery sectors or select a few retailer stores. So our research goal is to seek to meticulously access the local home delivery service influence on the local economy and the environment. To fulfill this objective, we dive into how the home delivery affects the shopping behaviors of the household. In examining the local economic impact, existing studies have traditionally concentrated on the shift in consumer shopping behaviors at a single retailer, often analyzing the trade-offs between the substitution effects and the complementary effects. For instance, take a scenario where a household opted to purchase their grocery from Safeway via Instacart home delivery service. Previous research may have allowed us to observe the changes in that the household shopping patterns at a particular Safeway store, typically a reduction in store spending accompanied by an uptick in expenditure through the home delivery services. Yet, this narrow focus leaves unanswered questions. We have little insight into the broader effect on the household overall consumptions. How do they shopping habits at other stores like the Trader Joe's adjust? What is the impact of the Instacart usage on their spending at offline clothing and shoe stores? So, by looking only at the isolated retailer instance, we find ourselves with an incomplete picture of how local home delivery service truly influenced the local economy. Furthermore, the environmental implication of household utilizing local home delivery service remains ambiguous. Research within the operation, management, and transportation has treated the home delivery service as a last mile delivery issues. Operating under the substitution effect, this suggests that the home delivery service would replace the offline shopping trips. Studies have posited that the home delivery could diminish the carbon footprint because it can consolidate the orders into a single delivery trip as a benefit. Yet, this perspective does not account for the scenario that may lead to the increased emissions, such as the rush deliveries within the tight, tight time constraints. Moreover, there's a significant gap in the literature regarding the potential rebound effect. What if the convenience of the using home delivery technologies inadvertently lead to more frequent offline shopping trips? Previous studies have overlooked this possibility, failing to examine the comprehensive environmental impact of the home delivery service. Yet, there's a critical oversight in such studies. They do not account for the potential shift in consumer behaviors and the subsequent changes in overall offline trips. The impact of a home delivery on these trips is multifaceted. On one hand, it could reduce the need for offline shopping trips due to the substitution effect, which might be seen as environmental beneficial. On the other hand, it could actually induce an increase in different types of the offline trips, which can be detrimental to the environment. That might occur as a consumer entitled to explore new stores and products, leading to more fragmented shopping behaviors, or simply because their social needs continue to draw them to physical store. The pressing question becomes, how do offline shopping trips from other channels changes? Without a complete understanding of these dynamics, it's impossible for previous research to fully assess the environmental impact. A singular focus on the isolated retailers' effects on the household or user shopping behaviors does not suffice to capture the entire picture. Consequently, our research is framed around three pivotal questions. Research question one is that what are the effects of the household local or home delivery service usage on household behaviors? We seek to understand how these services influence the overall and specifically offline trips. The research question two is what are the underlying mechanisms driving these effects? We'll investigate whether the fragmented purchasing patterns emerge and the potential for a cross-channel spillover effect. We're also interested in whether there's an increase in a store and product diversity seeking behavior. And the research question three is what are the impact of the local economy and the environment? These questions direct us to evaluate the economic and environmental repercussions of changing shopping behaviors due to local diversity surveys. Our dataset is a comprehensive record capturing every offline and home delivery orders placed by household. It encompasses not only the demographic and geographic details of the households, but also provide granular data on each order they make. This research dataset allows us to comprehensively examine the impact of the home delivery usage on household consumption and shopping behaviors. In our study, we identified two distinct groups: a treatment group that a household utilizing the home delivery, and a control group is selected based on the several key criteria. We focus on the household within a consistent presence in our dataset for at least 2 years, and this household had no home delivery orders in the first years, which allows us to clearly observe any subsequent changes. Our analysis encompasses data from the 91,000 households over the period of 2016-2019, the 4 years in total. Finally, based on the data, we construct the weekly panel data utilizing the staggered different DID model, where we were able to rigorously assess the impact of local home delivery service usage. In conducting our study, we encountered several empirical challenges that require careful consideration and strategic solutions. The key empirical challenges is the selection bias and heterogeneous. These issues arise from the variability in household behavior and their preferences, and the time-varying unobserved confounders. To effectively address these challenges, we employ a variety of robust methods. like the DID using different matching methods, the cohort average treatment effect, and different counterfactual X matters. Through these methodologies, we've strived to mitigate the influence bias and the confounders, ensuring a more accurate and reliable analysis. In our analysis, we employ a two-way fixed effect DID model. Our focus is on evaluating the impact of local home delivery service usage on key variables like the household consumption, shopping trips, as well as the average spending per trips. We meticulously control for the demographic and the geographic variables to ensure the robustness in our model. This approach allows to account for both individual and location-specific characteristics that might be influence the shopping behavior. So turning the results, concerning our first research question, what are the effects of the household local home delivery service usage on the shopping behaviors? We made some compelling discoveries. Our analysis revealed that the adoption of local home delivery service significantly altered the household consumption patterns. Specifically, we found that the use of the home delivery usage can increase the total household consumption. There's a notable increase in the overall consumption in the level of the whole household utilizing the home delivery. It can also increase the total shopping trips. The household engaged with the home delivery service tend to make more shopping trips overall. At the same time, it can decrease the average spending per trips. These findings suggest that the local home delivery service don't just replace the offline shopping trips. They actually reshape the consumer habits, especially the household shopping habits, lead to more frequent yet smaller purchasing transactions. A question naturally arises from our initial findings. Could arise the increase in shopping trips simply be attributed to the rise in home delivery orders. To address this, we conducted a further analysis. In this time, we included the home delivery orders, focusing solely on the offline household shopping transactions. Our refined analysis led to an intriguing discovery. Even when we only considered offline orders, the household using local home delivery service exhibits a distinct behavioral changes. Specifically, we also observed that increase in household offline consumptions, the household offline shopping trips, and the decrease the household the offline average spending per trips. Our refined analysis. This insight suggests that the impact of local home delivery service extends beyond simply adding another shopping method. They fundamentally alter the broader shopping habits, influencing not just online but also offline consumer and household behaviors. Now let's dive into the mechanism driving these intriguing results. This question is, why does the usage of home delivery services lead to an increase in both overall and offline shopping household consumption and shopping trips? To unravel this, we conduct an in-depth analysis through three key dimensions, like the fragmented behaviors. We investigate whether the households using the home delivery service tend to make smaller and more frequent purchases instead of larger and less frequent ones. This fragmented could explain the increase in the number of shopping trips. Next, our analysis explored whether the convenience of the home delivery influenced the shopping behaviors across other channels. For example, does using the home delivery for groceries encourage households to shop more frequently in physical stores for other types of goods? And we also examined the household utilizing the home delivery are more likely to explore a wider variety of stores and products that might manifest it as an increase in the diversity of their shopping venues and items purchased, contributing to the more frequent shopping trips and higher overall consumptions. By exploring this aspect, we aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of the underlying dynamics that home delivery service introduce into the household consumption patterns. Let's begin by categorizing the offline shopping channels into two distinct groups: the influenced group, retailer channel, and the non-influenced retailer channel. The influenced retailer channel include the retailers whose product offerings significantly overlap those typically purchased through the home delivery service, primarily essential commodities. This usage of home delivery service is likely to have a direct impact on the shopping behavior within these channels. And for the non-influencer retail channels, by contrast, these categories comprise various retailer channels that are less likely to be impacted by the using of the home delivery. To dive into deeper, we further to segment these channels based on the product category. For instance, the craft stores, apparel stores, and shoe stores, which can fall in the recreational and experience-based goods. Our hypothesis posits that there should be minimal, if any, impact of the home delivery service usage on the shopping behavior in these non-influenced channels. However, should we observe significant changes in these areas, it could be indicated the presence of the cross-channel spillover effects. Our analysis yielded consistent patterns across various samples, but it's for whether it's full data set or the offline-only sample or the subset focused on the essential commodities, a key behavior emerges in all these scenarios is that we termed the fragmented purchasing behaviors. Specifically, we observed that after adopting the local home delivery service, a household tend to be decrease their average spending per trip. This shift implies that while the frequency of the shopping trips may increase, each trip involves a smaller expenditure. Another key findings from our research is the identification of cross-channel spillover effects. Contrary to our initial hypothesis, which suggested the minimum impact on the non-influenced shopping channels like the recreational and experience-based goods channel, our results paint a different picture. We discovered that households utilizing a home delivery service actually increased their spending on these non-influenced categories. Not only did we observe a rise in overall expenditure on recreational and experience-based goods, but there are also an increase in average spending per trips within these categories. This unexpected trend implies that the convenience of the home delivery might encourage the household to allocate more of their budget to leisure and experiential purchases, such as spillover effects. Can also indirectly to stimulate the local economy by boosting support for a diverse range of local business beyond just essential commodities. In the final aspect of our study, we uncovered a notable trend in store and product diversity seeking behavior among households. We observed that after using home delivery service, the households tend to broaden their shopping horizons. This behavior manifests as an increased tendency to explore new stores and try different products. These findings highlight a significant shift in consumer behavior, suggests that the impact of home delivery service is not just functional in terms of how people shop, but also experiential, influencing what they shop and where they choose to shop. Our research studies seek to meticulously access the local home delivery service influence on the local economy and the environment. For the research question, what is the impact of the local economy? Our findings are quite revealing. Let's delve into the specific. We discovered that local home delivery service significantly increased the household overall consumption, including offline spending. This uptick household consumption plays an important role in boosting the local economy. Interestingly, our study showed an increase in household spending on recreational and non-essential goods. That suggests that the local home delivery service not only meets the essential needs, but also encourages spending on the leisure and experience good products, which can indirectly supporting and boosting the other types of local business. Another notable impact is the rise in store diversity seeking behavior among the households. This indicates a broader range of local benefiting from the increased patronage, which can have a positive ripple effect on the local economy. In summary, our research possesses a multidimensional impact of the local delivery service, significantly contribute to the vibrancy and the dynamics of the local economy. In addressing the research question regarding the environmental impact, our focus shifts on how the delivery usage influences the household shopping behaviors, which in turn affects the environment. A critical factor emerging in our analysis is the composition of the household. Interestingly, for households within just one member, we observe no significant change in their offline trips. This findings aligns with the previous suggested substitution effect, where the home delivery service replaces the traditional in-store shopping and potentially reduce the environmental footprint due to the fewer trips. In contrast, households with the multiple members will observe a significant increase in their offline trips. This suggests potential environmental concerns, as increased trips could lead to higher carbon footprint. Thus, our findings underscore the nuanced features of home delivery service environmental impact, varying significantly based on the household consumption. For the step 2, we built a distance-based model to evaluate the carbon footprint of each type of household. The carbon footprint equals the emission factors times the distance, and the distance is a function of the number of offline trips, trip chance, and retailer density. In our model, we focus on the 3 factors. The first is the increased offline trips, which we already calculated in the first step. The second is the change of the offline shopping distance. For example, the household may trust more closer retailer stores after using home delivery. We could not directly examine this effect because of the data limitation. Third, the change of the trip chains. Household may increase more complex trip chains. Then we can calculate the break-even point, that is, the carbon footprint before using a home delivery service equals to the carbon footprint after using a home delivery service. And we conduct some simulations. The graph shows the distribution of the increased carbon footprint for the class 2 household. On average, the offline shopping trips increase by 1%. It will increase about 1.83 kilogram CO2 equivalent. We also conduct some sensitive analysis. If other factors changes, like if households choose a closer retailers stores after using home delivery and the travel distance become more shorter, it may reflect the results and decrease the carbon footprint. So we could not assert that home delivery will increase the overall offline shopping trips and thus can detrimental to the environment. We can only say that there's a high probability to detriment to the environment. In summary, our study reveals that local home delivery services significantly elevate household consumption, both overall and offline, providing a directly economic boost to local business. Additionally, we observed unexpected benefits in 9 essential retailer sectors due to the cross-channel spillover effect, coupled with an increase in store and product variety-seeking behaviors, which indirectly supports the diverse array of the local business. Our findings also highlight an increase in both the frequency and the variety of the household shopping trips, driven by the desire of the greater diversity and fragmented purchasing habits. This suggests an increased likelihood the environmental impact, challenging previous assumptions that home delivery service inherently reduce the carbon footprint, which can detrimental to the environment. However, it's important to note that due to the limitation in our data set, we could assert that the increase of overall and offline household trips can detrimental to the environmental impact. If some factors flex, like the travel distance and the travel chain, it may be mitigate the carbon footprint emission and to benefit to the environment. And this is our research. Thank you so much.